Good morning, this is Token 2 and welcome to our channel. Today we are doing our first time growing. We are not professionals whatsoever. We have just one little plant, this little guy right here, and we are planning to repot him today. So right now we have a 5-gallon bucket, and then we also are using our 2 fertilizers. You have to make sure that it is a 284. You don't have to have this brand, but you need a 284 and a 444. We also have it's a Pennington Nurture Your Roots Rejuvenate Potting Soil that already comes with the bio activators in them. And here we go. So we have been looking at videos just because, again, we are not professionals. This is literally our first time growing. We are kind of making it more of like an experiment. So today, working with a 5-gallon bucket based on other videos and things we've researched about the fertilizer that we are using. With the 284, you need to have 1 scoop per gallon, and then for the 444, you need to have 2 scoops per gallon. Again, we are using a 5-gallon bucket today because the bigger the bucket, the bigger the plant. Alright, so we are now in the process of where we are going to start filling up the bucket with the fertilizer. And we have our proud partner, Papa Kush.
OG Kush.
Papa Kush. So we can't show names just because we don't have any.
We're gonna barely mix.
So we had some old potting soil as well that we were gonna just put at the bottom of the bucket, so that a way we can kind of have just like a base to it. And then we're gonna put all of our nutritious fertilizer and soil at the top so the plant can get the most out of it.
And again, first time growers.
First time growers, this is a experiment really to kind of see what we can get out of here.
Kush,
We are using gloves just because we already have cuts on our hands. So again, alright, so next, after we've put in the coffee and the bottom part of our soil, we are now going to put in our nutritious soil, which has the bioactivator already listed in it. Okay. Do that. It's all clumpy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to add that fertilizer in there too.
For gallons of this, just because of all the fertilizer you gotta use.
And poop in it.
That's what it matters. Bioactivator.
Our bio. And we're not gonna wet it yet.
Yes. Again, this is just what we have been seeing off of.
And all of you players can keep your negative comments.
Alright.
Hey.
Alright, so we have 1 scoop in there so far. So again, we're doing a 4-gallon out of a 5-gallon bucket. So you need at least 4 scoops of the 284. You can't take more, so you need 4 scoops of the 284, right? And then you're gonna do it's 2 scoops of the 444 per gallon. Just since we're using 4, we're actually planned on only doing about 6 instead of 8, just because we don't want it to be so much fertilizer. Now, once you've put your fertilizers into the bucket, you're just gonna have to mix it all up.
Try not to inhale that.
So once you've mixed in all of the fertilizer into the soil, we did put a little bit more soil to kind of top it off. So that way the plant is obviously getting all of the sun that it needs to be. Now what we're gonna do is mix some coffee grounds into this part that we just filled in. We just made a little hole down here so that way we could put some coffee grounds in there. And we're only gonna put some of it in there just because we need some for the top. Again, it's all just to help with plant growth, to also help with like bugs and stuff. So we put a little bit in there. And now we are ready for, so now we are at the point of going to take our little guide to replot it.
Look at that, look at that, look at that. That root is everywhere, just drop it in the ground.
Hopefully we didn't damage him too much to replot it.
Press down on
it. He had some pretty big roots exposed, which is great. Now as he kind of gets bigger, we plan on expecting to have to cut down all of these bottom leaves, which are right now, because we live in Arizona, it's already starting to get a little bit hot. The sun is starting to be the devil. So we can already see that there's been some browning on certain leaves here. Again, we are not professional. This is a pretty much an experiment only situation. To kind of see what we can get out of this little guy. So we already know that we're going to have to cut down all of these little leaves down here at the bottom. Since he was getting already real big, was the time that we needed to be able to go ahead and transport him, because he was getting too big for his kiddie pool that we had him in, basically. So now that we have him in here, we are gonna go ahead and give him some water, so that way he can get out here into the morning sun. It's still only probably about like 6 o'clock right now, so the sun is barely kind of coming up over here, and we'll be able to get him some fresh sunlight so he can start growing in a better habitat in here. We did cover him a little bit up to the stem from where it was in his kind of baby pool. So now that we've got him out this far, we'll go ahead and give him some water. Probably trim up these bottom leaves here soon and kind of see what he can do from here.